Division 4 Para Hills Football Club. A man with plenty of AFL experience and plenty of life experience, the great Scott Bamford. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Now, Scott, obviously 3 AFL clubs and a hell of a story to tell. So we didn't have you on the show last year. Give us the Scott Bamford story, just a brief overview from juniors to where you are now.
Juniors, I started juniors at Ingle Farm and then went to Para Hills. Played all through the junior grades of North Adelaide, through the 17s, reserves, whatever, and lucky enough to play about 30 league games. I think they got drafted to Fitzroy, so they played the 1 year at Fitzroy with their last year, and then went up with the merger to Brisbane for a couple of years. Spent 2 years up there and was traded to Geelong for a year, and yeah, just the 1 year there, and then back to North Adelaide. So I spent the rest of my career there. So and now back to my junior club, Para Hills.
So with stars in our eyes, I guess David and I would have to ask you. Early 90s, you must have played with and against all the greats. We're talking Locketts, Dunstals,
Yes.
Jarmans, Plattons, and then even probably Alistair Lynch, an early Voss. Would Vossie have been around yet?
Yeah, played with and against both Bossy and Lynchy. Yeah, and all those other boys, the Locketts, Ablets and Robert Harveys and Darren Jarmans of the world. Yeah, played against all those guys.
Who was the best you played against?
It's a tough question.
Yeah.
Really
so
tough
many.
question. Look, I played on, when I was at Fitzroy, I was lucky enough to play on some really good players. I think that year I did play on Voss and Crawford and Darren Jarman at the stage, and Koutafidis. I even played on Koutafidis for a while on the wing one day against Carlton. So
Yeah, be a bit of height difference.
there was. They stuck him as centre forward, so I didn't go with him then.
Dude, was Danny Morton playing then?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, played with
Oh,
Danny.
Dan.
So played with Danny at North Adelaide and Fitzroy.
Yeah, nice guy, Danny.
Yep.
I believe it's true that you played in the last ever Fitzroy game as well.
I did, yeah. I played, over at Subiaco against Freo. It was a tough experience, I guess, the year at Fitzroy, but yeah, certainly built you a bit of character, I think. Yeah.
You had a win that year though, didn't you? Beat
We
Fitzroy?
did. No, we beat Freo the first time we played them
Okay.
in Melbourne, so that was the one win for the year.
And when you went to Geelong, you obviously played with the great Gary Ablett.
No, I didn't play. He was there. He'd finished by the time I got
Okay.
there. So yeah, no. I guess at Geelong he was there.
Danny Brownless would have been.
Barry Stoneham.
Yep.
Barry Stoneham was there.
Paul Couch,
and,
Mark Bairstow.
Yeah. Gary Hocking.
Yeah, Buddha.
was there as well. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I was lucky enough to play with some really good players
Yep.
through the time.
It's interesting those days. Mark Williams would have gone to Bears too then, wouldn't he?
He started
before
there.
my time.
He
yeah.
started there in '86 or '87 when they first formed. So he would have been gone by then,
Yeah.
wouldn't he?
Now,
Yeah.
back to Para Hills.
Yes.
Last time I was there, I went up to the barbecue van and you got Daryl Bear's dad on there, and he does these Kranskis
Yes.
on there. They are absolutely magnificent. I had to, well, the show's around my waistline, but I went back for a second one.
It sure
Oh,
does.
beautiful. But I've never seen someone so passionate about his club.
Yeah, look, they're fantastic. Both John and Helen have been there since, and their two lads as well since,
Day one. just
yeah,
about,
pretty
wasn't
much, yeah,
Mm.
right from the start. So, and they're still there to stay. Helen's still secretary, and Johnny's still around the place, match day official, and cooking the barbie and helping out, and they're just Para Hills people, and very lucky to
Yeah.
have those sort of people at the club.
Speaking of the club now, I'm actually, something for your stiff shit list, but I'm a member of the Para Hills Community Club, which is obviously just next door. So, do you get much support from them?
We do get a little bit of sponsorship from
Yep.
them. Yeah, I think we're
Pretty
trying
well
to,
set up club, that community club.
Yeah, it is. It's good. I think we're trying to grow that relationship as
Yeah.
well. So hopefully we can continue to grow that. I know the boys get over there on a Saturday night for a feed together all the time, and
You'd hope they give
after
you a bit of
training
support.
on
I know
Thursday.
they were named, it says it on the doors, they were named Community Club of the Year in the state for 4 years in a row. So, I mean, if they could really support you, you'd think it'd really, it'd help you out a lot.
It would. So yeah, as I say, it's a thing that we're trying to build at the moment. So
Yeah, a name I don't see in your list this year, I did check out a couple of pre-season sessions, and boys, you flogged the boys this year. You really did at the start of the year. I really thought you'd do a lot better than where you are, to be honest. But anyway, Valor Thatch.
Yep, no, he's gone.
He did go?
He did go to Hamley Bridge. We lost both him and
his brother?
Nathan Flynn. And Danny Flynn to Hamley Bridge, those 3 guys. So.
Yeah, that's 3 big losses, isn't it?
Yeah, look, the club's in a different sort of stage to where it's been. We're fairly young. I think I've played 9, off the top of my head, 9 under 18 guys in the A grade this year.
Yep.
We did lose quite a few players and a bit of depth over the last 2 or 3 years.
So we might as well ask it. The question, I know we've got to ask it, Dave. What's the feeling towards Ingle Farm? I mean, you've got 12 to 15 players there.
Yep. I don't have an issue with Ingle Farm. Those guys decided to go there and get a chance at playing some A-grade footy.
It is amateur league footy. It's good that you've got that.
It's hard. It's when I know not necessarily there's money involved, but it is when you blood a player under 18 lad comes through, you get him up the A grade, and he starts to show a real lot of promise. Then someone at a higher division throws a few dollars in front of him. Makes it real hard for a club to try and keep these lads, doesn't it?
It does, but I mean that's
football.
amateur footy at the moment. I mean that's just the way it is, and unfortunately, those smaller clubs with less money can tend to struggle sometimes. But you've just got to try and work through that. And the best.
The coaching role, is that a long term for you, or are you just doing it year by year?
It's something I really enjoy. I'm still playing at the moment as well, playing coach, and hopefully probably next year I'll look to just coach and not play. But as I said, we've got a young group, and I'm really enjoying coaching that young group because the guys we've got there want to listen, want to learn, and
I noticed that at the last Greenacres game.
Yep.
Was there, and really you nearly had that game done. There was just a couple of odd kicks out of the blue that just happened to fall into Greenacres guys, and they popped the goals, and they got over the line. And they would be probably thankful they got over the line with that because they weren't playing all that well. Yeah,
look, it was a tough loss, that one. I know the boys were really shattered after the game. We set ourselves. They thought that it's a game that we probably should have won. Look, I'll take it away from Greenacres. It was a pretty even contest, but we probably just didn't take our opportunities in the last quarter, and they did, and that was probably the difference.
I like the idea where you played yourself back as a sweeper across that back lines in that last quarter. It was a smart move because you're actually are able to direct the traffic down the ground. So when you got it, and because your delivery is so good, it was hitting a player on the chest, but it was just when it got to the half-forward line, they were just responding back and bringing it back their direction. Yeah,
well, that's probably an issue that we have got at the moment, is that we are moving the footy and winning the footy quite well from our back lines through to half-forward, but we are, the inside 50s, or the way we're using the ball going inside 50, and it's just struggling a little bit. I think even last week against Pulteney, we had 20 more inside 50s than Pulteney on the stats that we take, and we only won by 15 points, I think. So we probably should have won by a bit more. So we are playing some good footy, and we are getting better, especially over the last 4 or 5 weeks. But
certainly, it's looked like that, and the results have definitely improved over the last month.
Look, they have. I mean, it's funny. On Thursday night, I was at the club, and we've lost a couple of games by a goal this year, and if we had won those couple of games, we'd be knocking on the door of the 5, but instead we're bottom, fighting to stay in the division. So,
but not out of it's not like other divisions. Yeah, you are only 2 games off of 7th spot, so you are still alive. Destiny's in your own hands.
Yep.
But I just want to ask you another question about individuals. We talked about the AFL players you came up against. Now it's obviously a big thrill for all the other teams listening. Just talk us through, who are some of the key players in Division 4 from other teams that really impressed you? Just if you could rattle off some names.
Yeah, look, Ettridge from Greenacres.
Yep.
Certainly.
Is that Tyson Ettridge?
Yep.
Or Kobe Ettridge, there's a couple of them.
Kobe, I think.
Kobe, the goalkeeper, with 56 for the year,
Yep. Actually, both of them played quite well against us. So they've been good. I'm not quite 100% sure of the name, but Unley's full forward kicked about 8 against us. He was quite good.
Unley would have to be the benchmark, would you say?
Yes, Unley definitely. They'd be the team to beat for sure. I think Unley, we got Salisbury West today, who are a young side that's you know,
Yeah,
run and played well against us last time, and also Golden Grove going all right as well. So.
Yeah, Mitch has got them playing all right, Golden Grove, but Salisbury West, they are a young side, but they do run. They got their runners, they just bolt.
They do. I think you know that's where they
Well
beat us
drew.
quite comfortably first time we played them, and that's where they got us with their run and their best bred from the contest and that. So.
But you've got a young side, the same as what they have, so
Yes.
you would think the onus is going to be on you guys.
Yes.
When you're going forward, you guys have got to run, and when it's defensive, you've got to get back.
Yes,
and
exactly.
put up that defensive line.
That's obviously going to be the way we're going to approach the game today as well. Is we've got to get the guys to be able to work both ways. So it's fine to be able to run forward, but when the ball turns over, we've got to be able to find our blokes quickly and get back. So.
Well, gentlemen, it's 11:03 on 100.5 WFM, and it's time for this week's games, and this is where we really pick your brain, Scott, because you're the expert of the division, so we're going to get some tips from you and any insight you can give us. We're going to start with Greenacres and Pulteney. Just on that one, Pulteney coming off the loss. Greenacres last week, well, they battled valiantly against Only Mercedes. It's a battle of 7th versus... Well, Pulteney are actually 5th, are they? See, it is strange, isn't it? They're 5th on 5 and 6. I actually think Greenacres will be too good if they can string some consistency together.
That would,
I know that Ian Perry didn't play against us last week, which is a big loss for Pulteney, but just from playing against those sides this year, I'd probably just give the edge to Pulteney, I think, with a little bit of run through the middle of the ground. Yep. I know the game's at Greenacres, which will make it tough.
Is Viney suspended at the moment?
I'm not 100% sure. I think it may have been adjourned on Wednesday night.
Yep.
Another adjournment. That happens regularly.
Don't get him started.
What's the name? Pulteney, Viney's playing and Perry are playing. I can't see Benny Bamford playing on Perry. If Benny's okay, they might be all right. But I think Pulteney will just get over the line, I think.
Yep. Next one, Scotch and Elizabeth. Again, I haven't seen either team play first hand, but results and form and logic suggest Scotch at home should win quite comfortably.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Scotch seem to be travelling quite well at the moment. I believe they've had a few wins in the last few weeks as well. So
they're just one team that clearly plays better at home.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, Scotch are starting to build towards finals.
Yep. Only Mercedes Jets against Plimpton. Plimpton, another team that have really started to hit their straps a little bit over the last 4 or 5 weeks, but I can't see them getting over Only Mercedes Jets. It'd be probably the upset of the round in all divisions if they did. So Only Mercedes for mine.
Yeah, look, I think it'll probably be a bit closer than what people think, because Plimpton have improved a bit and are going quite well. But Unley, for mine, at home are the team to beat this year. So
especially if Jimmy West lines up for him again this week and plays half a game, kicks 4. Yep. So you would think Only Jets, Lady Emma's here.
Hectorville versus Golden Grove, of course, at the home of the Hounds at Hectorville. 6 of their last 7, I tell you. I don't want to keep having a go at the boys, but the young fellas need to find something inside and they need to turn their season around this week or it's all over. But the going will be tough against Golden Grove sitting second at 8 and 3, and I think Golden Grove will probably laugh all their way to the bank with the points. The Kookaburras, are they Kookaburras? Yeah, Kookaburras, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Or is that Kenilworth?
No, Golden Grove. They're Kookaburras as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Surely.
Well, they have to be on your budget there.
Should be. Look,
Either way,
Golden
Grove. Yeah, I think Golden Grove. Mitch is just building nicely, getting a good blend. The way they play the game is just handball run, and I think Golden Grove will win that pretty easily.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. I think Heckies were going really well early in the year, and some of their results have been a bit strange since then. But Golden Grove from on.
Yeah, they are indeed Kookaburras.
Yeah, definitely dropped away, haven't they?
And we did have an issue with what Parry Hills were last year. We weren't sure, because when you drive past, I drive past all the time to go to work, and you can't actually tell from the emblem, but you are kangaroos, right?
Yes, yeah, or the Big Reds we're called.
Big Reds, Big Red Kangaroos, beautiful. Now, you'll be visiting Salisbury West today, 2 young fast sides. If it was at Parry Hills, I'd give you a chance, Scotty, but at Salisbury West, it's just one of the toughest places to visit in football. You're going to meet some interesting people as well. Not on the field though, they've got a good young team, no doubt, but I know when we were down there, some of their supporters, they're still sort of, they don't quite have an analytical view of the way that football is played. They see things certainly with the one black and the one gold eye, and it's interesting. But Good luck.
In all honesty, I think it'll be a reasonable game, a reasonably close game, because they've both got young sides and they're both runners. But I think Salisbury West might just get over the line. Only just, but I'd dearly like to see the Para Hills boys notch up another win. Really would. It's just whether they can work on what we were just saying, the defensive game, is to make sure they cover, get back quick, and
Yeah, look, obviously it's a tough game for us today, but as I've said, we've played some better footy over the last 4 or 5 weeks, and if we can be more efficient going forward and also try and stop their run, I certainly give ourselves a chance.
Yep, me
Beautiful,
too.
mate. Thank you very much for being on the show. Is anyone you want to thank at this stage, or anyone you want to shout out to, any players you want to give a rocket to?
Any sponsors? Obviously,
Yeah,
the community
obviously
club
the
is
community
major.
club, the Mawson Lakes Hotel, Sports Power down at Salisbury, sponsors of the club. So
Great people.
look, obviously, amateurs with a small club like ourselves, sponsors are vital. So that's certainly helped. It's really appreciated.
And it's all those volunteers as well you have at the club.
That's
yeah,
right.
It's a big thank you to
your
those.
team managers and your canteen ladies and your bar staff, and rather than go through all their names, I think they certainly know who they are. Your committee people. It's one thing that I've found going back to Para Hills over the last probably 3.5 years that the people there are genuinely good club people, and it's it's a really good place to be around.
Well, they're
Good place to
loyal
watch
to
footy
their club.
too, isn't it?
They're loyal to their club, and they volunteer their time. And I think those people would need to get the pat on the back regularly to let them know that they are appreciated.
That's right, definitely.
Well, it's always great to have an ex-AFL star in the studio, and that's exactly what we have
Besides
today.
me,
Yeah, rightio. Thanks, mate. All the best for today, and best of luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you very much.
thanks, Scotty.
No worries. All right, we're going to take our second musical break for the day, and we'll be back right after this.